Greetings, ladies and gents. My name is Kamani and welcome to the Stanley Parable. I play as Stanley. And I don't play as Stanley. I follow a story. I don't follow a story. I have a choice. I have no choice. The game will end.
The game will never end.
Now, before we are going to get into it, I had to start recording this game, so I had to adjust settings. The first thing I found was this. You see my mouse cursor moving, which you guys don't see because it's not recorded on screen. You do see it moving, however, in the little computer on the right, which is again showing the same menu with a computer on the right, which is showing again the same menu with a computer on the right. This game is going to be great. What is this game about? Well, you just saw it in the intro. It is a weird ass game. And it's a game a lot of people, most of you might know. A lot of famous YouTubers have played it and it's been a hype a little while ago. Depends on your time management and things like that. So I really wanted to play this. And I'm really curious how it's going to go. Now the second thing I noticed while I was doing the options, I had to quit the game and start it up again and I got an achievement. The welcome back achievement. Alright, fine. Last thing, when I go to options and I go to extras, we have achievements disabled. And I have a feeling if I enable this, something happens. Something stupid. Not yet, apparently. Let's begin the game. Let's see what it's all about. End is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is loading. Alright. Fine. Here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Uh-huh.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Alright,
This
fine.
is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Uh-huh.
And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Uh-huh.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm in control. Oh, this, I can already tell, this is a weird ass game. Alright, so this is my little office room and I'm Stanley. Or maybe I'm not Stanley, I don't know. The thing I recited at the beginning of the intro is what Steam has to say about this game. And that's all there is to it. Okay, so I cannot interact with anything. Can I see myself? No, that's employee 429 and employee 428. My neighbors. Are you home? No, nobody is here. That's what the narrator...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Right, that's what you just told me.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
But there is a computer online here. Can I not interact with this? Maybe? I don't even know how. How I have to interact with things. Is this the meeting room? No. Just more people and computers. Okay. Fine. Whatever. These doors are open, so I'll better go through these then. This isn't turning into a horror game all of a sudden, is it? Better not be. Stanley missing all his co-workers. And a long day, long morning, in the morning, Nobody
When
home.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I now? I so feel like fighting the system right now. Should I go through the door on the right? Oh, I want to.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
All right.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to admire that place. For, what? 4B9. 4 benign. Well, you yourself are benign right now. Well, or maybe I am.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Uh-huh.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Let's absorb the moment. Take it all in.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Absolutely. I was talking about drinking all the blueness. The blueness of this beautiful...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I guess so. I'm trying to tell a story here too, man. I'm drinking in the blue goodness. Look at these beautiful, beautiful couches and beautiful table.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Really? And what would that message be, huh? Oh god, what is this? This is great. Come on, give it to me. Come on, give it to me. Oh, there has to be more. There has to be more. Look at the beautiful blue ocean. Little green leaf with some beautiful paintings. These are not paintings actually, they're pictures. Now that might be a painting. It's too far away. Oh, yeah, but this really seems like a picture or a really, really well painting, a really well drawing. Mountains. So is the game trying to tell me a message? Should I just move on, or is this the kind of waiting game that they're not going to say anything for 5 minutes and then something happens? Oh, fine. Fine. I'll move on.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
Amazing
Took
room.
the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Shall I follow you around? Do what you... Alright, I'm gonna move on.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Maybe it is, man. Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I'm not lying. I never lie. Maybe that's a lie. It's probably a lie. I probably have lied once upon a time. But I'm trying to talk the truth most of the time too. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5,000. Well, it's...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh, I should jump.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
That's okay.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
So sorry.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
What?
She's been waiting.
What? Huh? What is this? Not a dark black room. Oh god, I'm gonna walk backwards.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What? Okay. Hello? 427?
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
I did.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Get away.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
You're gonna tell me? Hi!
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No! Good morning, MP427. Press 9 on your keyboard. I will follow instructions on the keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Depressing. Please press U.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
I am Stanley
One might
right
even feel
now.
sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I am.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press 7 to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press T to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
And I made the choice.
It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
My mind is so unable to comprehend this right now. Please press 2 to prepare dinner. Sure, let's prepare.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and
What?
destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay, please press E to tell your kids the story. I'm following directions, man.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press A to tell your wife you love her. Oh, I love you, dearie. You are the most beautiful woman I have ever met.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
This game is going to mess with my head. It already is. Please press 5 to go to sleep. Okay.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Still playing the game.
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press 1 to be at work in the morning. I'm not listening to you, man.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press L to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
And Stanley pushed a button? Really? What? Oh man! Well, if you want to be in for an adventure, this is it! What the hell? No! What is happening in this game? That was unexpected. I'm not sure if it is good for me to play this game considering my health. Considering my sanity. Because there's nothing wrong with my sanity. Thank you so much for watching this episode of me, of Chameleon, playing the video game The Stanley Parable. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and then Stanley will see you in his next office job. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode of me playing The Stanley Parable, give it a thumbs up, and then I will see you in my next video. Greetings, ladies and gents. My name is Chameleon, and welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and then I will see you in my next The Stanley Parable.